I was just having a moment of peace before this podcast because I know I'm about to be just off the top, dude. I don't have anything prepared, dude. These notes are closed. There is nothing written down.
There is nothing written down in those notes. But you already know once me and you start going.
Last time we did that was when you were on with Caden. Well,
Yeah.
I did it with Caden, actually. I didn't have anything written down, but we kind of knew what to talk about.
Exactly.
With you, I have no idea what the fuck we're going to talk about.
But we got
I have one thing we're going to talk about. That's about it.
You're like, I got one thing
That's about
planned.
it. We'll run it.
Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Dude, believe it or not, that's in my Tinder profile. Like when I had a Tinder, that was it.
Don't let your dreams.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Just do it. That was literally, I literally had that, and then it said,
Could also have, we'll get tattoos to be in a bad movie. Just like,
what do you mean?
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh yeah, he did I don't think he actually got those.
No, those are real.
I don't think they are.
Because he was like.
I think that was just a publicity stunt, dude.
But he had them for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I mean, unless.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, probably, dude. I mean, you know what henna is?
Hentai?
Henna. No. No, not anime porn, Ricky. I'm gonna walk us in.
All right, let's walk it in.
All right. And 3, 2,
1.
You talking to me? I'm talking to you. And this is talking to me, talking to you. And I got my best friend / cousin, but not cousin, Ricky Bauman.
Yes, sir. It is I. What's up, guy? It's good seeing you, man.
I've been hanging out with you for like the last 3 days, but we had to shake hands. For
we had to make it formal for the cameras.
For the cameras, yeah. So, dude, nice to have you here.
Oh, I know,
mean, you're
dude.
here more than anybody else, but it's nice to have you here by yourself. Like,
I would love to see people's reactions. They're like, "Oh Lord, it's Ricky."
Oh, Josh is already giving me shit. He's like, "We're having Ricky on the podcast so much." I'm like, dude, it's fine.
It's fine.
We're just having fun.
And
like,
it's been like you said. Episode 3. We're on episode 32 right now.
Well, you haven't been on since 25.
Since 25, but I'm saying just me.
Just me. Just you has been since 3.
3. So yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So I've kind of just been like a special guest.
Yeah, you're just kind of exactly.
Yeah,
special guest. Ricky
special
Bauman.
guest. No.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can see it. I use it to remind myself who's going to be on my podcast and what episode it is on my podcast.
It's good to keep track of that stuff for real.
Yeah, till it's not. I mean, my goal is to get up into the
50s.
Thousands.
Oh,
dude.
in the thousands?
In the thousands.
They'd be like,
I'm gonna do this till I die.
There's gonna be like 250 episodes of just Ricky.
Like, I'm gonna take this podcast as like my main goal to make myself a better speaker and have more conscious thought and provoking thought. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole goal of like for me, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what this has kind of helped do.
Well, my main goal is to blow up and act like I don't know nobody.
I fucking love Riff Raff, dude.
Oh, dude, he's great.
Dude,
he's great.
Did you ever watch? We were just talking about this, but did you ever watch? What is it? Spring Breakers?
Yeah.
You did watch that?
Yeah.
Did you know that was the first movie published by A24?
No, that's crazy because A24 is a pretty established company now.
That was their first that was their first published movie. Right? But dude, you see it though. You see the style.
You see the
style.
Another good one is Miramax. Clerks was one of Miramax's first breakout movies.
I think I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the first. I don't want to say the first.
Which Spring Breakers that had what? James Franco, Selena Gomez. Vanessa Hudgens.
Well,
man, those are some big fucking names for that kind of movie. That movie was a little darker too.
Oh yeah,
kind of like what we do.
It was a dark movie.
Man, I hope we get published by them one day.
But
that'd be nice.
It's you.
It's always you.
We
had an idea. So you hit me with a short film idea.
With a short film idea.
We had it forever ago.
Yeah, we had it. So when I first came about, you said, "Hey Ricky, I love that you're wanting to be more involved. We're doing these shorts. Do you have any ideas?" And then you were kind of expecting
about a year ago, right?
Yeah, about a year ago. And you were expecting 1 or 2 ideas, and then I threw
you floodgated me. You flooded the gate.
I threw a bunch at you, and you were like, "Wow, man, I was not expecting that many."
No, yeah. Well, and at the time you didn't really
understand.
Well, yeah. Well, you just didn't really have like a whole caged idea. You just had like a bunch of random stuff. Randoms. You're like, oh, imagery, all this, all that. So I would just take what you thought of and then turn it into something else. Real idea. But now you're kind of starting to understand what we do because you've watched what me and Caden do on the sidelines. I've been around a while now, yeah. Yeah, so you kind of understand the compass of what our capabilities are. So now you're like, hey, so that idea I have a way we can actually finish it and do it. Yeah. And then it ended up being really good. Well, and it ties in, dude. I love what we do because we tie ourselves in to our own what is the word? Universe. We tie ourselves into our own universe.
The Claremont universe.
Like literally, like I mean, it's vague and it's not very specific, but it is tied in there, and you can make relative thing like it's just fun to do. Honestly, it's cool that we do that. We're doing this movie is. Yeah, dude. A big part of that. I think you're actually seeing more of it than any with the movie.
I actually want to talk about how the idea came back, because when I came up with the idea, it was a year ago. We had it written down, and you said, all right, write it down. We're going to write it down, these ideas, and we'll reflect back to it. And we kind of picked out my ideas. We made them what we wanted them to be, and then we kind of just pushed them to the side. Well, we were having a conversation with me about an idea you had for a music video. I'm not going to talk about what the idea was for the music video because I don't want to.
Is it for one that we're doing in the future?
Yeah, it was one you had an idea for. You was telling me about. Remember?
Okay, yeah.
So you was telling me about that, and I'm sitting in my chair in my room, and I'm listening to you. And when you're listening to somebody, and then you kind of like, right at the end, you fade out for like a few seconds. Yeah. I was listening to you. You got towards the end, and I faded out.
You had your own idea.
And I went, bing, and I was like, Will, what about this idea that we used to have? And you were like...
Yeah, because that spawned from me talking about a whole idea I had. And you're like, oh, well, wait. You remember this old idea. That's what I like, man, about just like being creative and like letting shit, because the idea that I was speaking to you about, the music video idea that I have, that is a 3-year-old idea that I was going to use for a music video for my own band that I was trying to create. And then it just never happened. It never spawned into its own thing. So now I'm like, oh, well, I still have this idea from years ago. That's an awesome idea.
Yeah, dude, it was a great idea.
Use it.
And I didn't want to
with yours.
Yeah, I didn't want to deflect from that.
It's a reflection of each other, dude. That's really cool, man. And so personally, I wanted to talk to you about some stuff, because since the first podcast I had you on, you've had a lot of self-growth, and you try to speak upon it. And I feel like a lot of times you don't have the right words, but I feel like I do. And I think what it is that you're realizing your surroundings more now, and like you're realizing like what you really want. And
you know me better than anybody.
At this point,
you know me.
It's because like everything I say, I try to have some sort of meaning to it.
Yeah.
You
don't say things just to say things.
Just to say, for the most part. Well, dude, I'm not going to sit and act like I have my head together 100% of the time.
No.
But I try to, when I'm speaking on real issues, like with my friends and shit, try to be very deliberate what I say. It's all out of passion, too. Like, because I'm not just going to tell anybody the way I feel about them.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell somebody I feel like is willing and able to take what I'm going to say to them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because if not, then there's no reason for me to say anything.
Yep, 100%.
People are going to live their own lives. People are going to do their own things. And that's... You are able to take that. It's like similar to me. I'm able to take that kind of stuff and like listen to people and take stuff on.
And I don't take it personally.
You shouldn't. You should never take anything.
I take it to heart, though.
I take all compliments and criticisms. That's why I say that. I've started to say that a lot. And that's,
as you should
do. Yeah, because you're not perfect. No one's perfect. And like you might be great at something, but you can always improve.
Exactly.
And you can always get worse. Like
exactly.
You can fall from your highest point very quickly. Mountains are pretty steep.
Pretty steep mountains.
But yeah, I think that's what it is, that you're starting to recognize like the things that are actually issues and like what you're trying to change.
Sharp.
Yeah, sharp. I say that. Okay, I'm going to tell a story where that comes from. So Ricky likes to say sharp now because I say it when I am a very deprived sleep.
Yep.
So, but what happens when I'm I'm not sure if I've mentioned this on podcast. I might have talked to Caden about it.
You might have talked a little bit about it, but not like openly, like I've known.
So what I do when I'm super sleep deprived is like my filter goes away. The thing I was just talking about, the things I don't want to say to people and I will not willing to, I'll just blurt. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll just say the exact thought, and like a lot of people just don't do that in general. Justin Chambers did that. You know, he is one of those people that just unfilteredly says what he wants.
And has no
repercussion to him.
Yeah.
Obviously there are sometimes, but there's just no, real sense of like, oh, fuck it, that's what I feel. That's what I should do. Just to me, like this is how I feel, I'm gonna say it. And that's cool. But like, so when I'm sleep deprived, that's what it is to a certain degree.
And you become everybody's, when you become sleep deprived, usually people have this like loopy, like, state that they are in.
Yeah, they're like,
and you're dude, super like that, but then you're like
on it.
You're on it.
It's so weird, dude, cuz like, well, it's a point, like I'm super tired, loopy until like all of a sudden I'm awake.
The moment I remember the most with the whole sharp thing was it was ironically enough, it was Caden right here, it was me right here, and I know you were half awake. We're all sitting here, Caden standing there, and we're sitting here, and you're like, whatever, Caden, blah 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 blah, and you said something, and you're like, I know what I'm talking about, and then you're like, sharp. And then like Caden would say something else, and you're like, no, Caden, I know this, da 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 da, sharp. And then Caden was like, yeah, sharp, you got it, And it was funny. And so now that I'm sober and such, it's like sharp.
Like I do believe that like even before you got sober, you were already making those decisions to try to
be better,
identify those problems. Like I was saying, like you're noticing the surrounding, the things,
the people you're influenced by.
You influences. You do. You copy and paste shit, dude. Like like words that I'll say, like you might take some of them and use them in your own vocabulary. And that's just how it works. It's just how human beings are. So like what you surround yourself with and what you are constantly like putting into your brain is that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And so that's what you're starting to do. You started hanging out with us, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like we're the greatest influence on you ever.
No, for sure.
No, but like it's better than I see better than what you've had around you. You know what I'm saying? Same for me. Like, dude, ever since I met these people and stuff, dude. I mean, like I've had plenty of friend groups, dude, but none of them like met anything like the one I have now.
So if you would have told me a year ago that it was gonna be Caden being one of my best friends, because at that point in time I just met Caden.
Yeah, and you tried to get to know him kind of fast because that's how you are. You're a very abrasive person, kind of like I am. But like when it comes to meeting people, you are up in them. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what's up? I'm Ricky. Blah blah blah. You tell them all your favorite things. And Caden's very slow about meeting people.
Yeah.
So at first, I think that's what it was. You was very abrasive, but Caden's very slow. So you kind of took it weird at first.
Yeah. I was like, does Caden like me?
Yeah.
And then I would say it would be right around. What would you think? Like B&E?
Yeah, when we started to, because that's when like you gave me about 2 or 3 ideas, and I was starting to convey them into Caden, and then B&E was I think like the third one.
Yeah,
that,
and I
was,
think
pretty good.
It was then that I
hearing was your
hearing was one of my babies.
And then what was the other one? Oh yeah, Along the Lines.
Along the Lines was one of my babies too.
Those two before B&E was the 2 main ones.
But I remember getting on the couch. I remember sleeping on the couch for the first time. I remember feeling like, I didn't really know how to feel at first. And then I got to know everybody in the house. And I remember Caden, like I would say even now, me and Caden are getting to a point now where we're like how you and Caden are. Like you and Caden, like
you're having a good bond. Like,
yeah, dude. No, we have a great bond now.
Like,
yeah.
Because Caden doesn't have many boundaries. You know what I'm saying? As a human being, like he doesn't have that. I mean, he does obviously, but he doesn't like have like the normal bounds that a lot of people have that make relationships with people weird.
100%, dude. And I remember when
I feel the same. Like I feel like I have the same discrepancy with bonds. You know what I mean?
And I remember the first time Caden let me in. It was on the way from shooting this movie. And this movie
it was after a good shoot. He was super
really
excited.
Good shoot.
I remember that because he was super excited. Like, dude, this is awesome. And I remember, going great.
And when Caden comes and picks me up, we have these deep conversations. And like most of the time, sometimes it's like, oh yeah, we're just talking about our day, how we've been doing. But sometimes we get really deep into these conversations. And Caden lets me see him vulnerable, which is something that not a lot of people get to see.
Well, that's something I also spoke on too. Like as well as like saying what you want without a filter, you should also speak on your vulnerabilities when you feel them. Because
exactly.
I was telling Raven, like, when you feel something, take and it's not like a good quality.
Yeah.
Take that moment and flip it upside down. And like do something, like whatever it is,
dude.
whether it works or not either, man. Like, because just knowing that you're trying to do something is all fix it. That's it. That's all you need to do, dude. Like, if you're trying to do something, then you're doing it, and that's the best you could do.
Which is like when I did do my big things recently, we had a car ride home, and you looked at me and you said, Ricky, and you were having
talking about the movie?
No, we're on a drive home we had one day from a movie shoot. It was me and you was taking me home.
Oh yeah.
And you were having one of your days where you were like super manic, not like you were like just all over the place. You were a little riled up. You know what I mean? And you go, Ricky, you need to change something.
Yeah.
There's something in your life that you need to change. I don't know what it is, but this week I want you to change it. No questions asked. I want you to change it.
Yeah, because I was just kind of, because like that's the thing I always try to say to you too when I get into those modes is like, dude, I see something in you, man. Like, I do believe, I see a similar thing that I like believed that I had myself at a younger age. It's just the ignorance of my position and not being involved in the actual craft and entertainment business that I am now starting to really put myself in. It's that youngness, that like drive to want to do something, and like it's there, man, and like you're starting to take the steps to really put yourself in it, and it's going to take time. Of course, it's going to take years of development. It took years of development for me. I started doing shit like this like semi like professionally, like, and actually dedicating my time to it about 4 years ago, and it's taken this time to really like develop the skills of what we want to try to do. And we're still just trying to do it. We're not like, we don't know that we'll be able to achieve what we're trying to do. You understand what I'm saying?
But we're going to keep trying.
We're going to keep trying, because that's the point of all this. Like, I literally am doing a podcast because I am trying. I'm trying to do something.
Because the first
I want to showcase people. I want to showcase what we do. I want to showcase the things that we do with people. Like, everything and anything is like what the goal is, and like that's the thing that people don't understand. And Jeremy Neal was talking about it. Like, you got to fucking support everything, whether you really like it or not. Like, just look at the person behind the art and the genuineness of it, and like decide if you would support that person. And if you would support that person, then you should support that art. You shouldn't be choosy and picky of like what you should support.
What you should support.
What you listen to and what you take in as like content, and like what you like as art, or even business wise and some shit like that.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But
like, really like support what the people like that, like get to know the people behind this whole thing that we call the world, man. Every line of work.
One of my favorite quotes is, behind every success story is a bunch of failure stories.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's
an awesome quote.
Behind every successor, there are 1,000 tries that failed.
Dude, that just dropped my heart. I love that fucking. Dude, that makes me feel really like emotional. I like that, because that's such the fucking truth.
Yeah.
It all means so much, man. Like, just trying to do what you want to do. And most times it feels impossible, like the real goal is like when you're like, because like everyone wants to think so far into the future, they don't really get what they can just achieve in that moment. Like, take those small steps, make those small adjustments, and then you'll really, achieve that shit.
You'll really achieve it.
Just like this movie, man. We thought we were going to get this movie done in 2 weeks.
For sure.
We thought we were going to get it done in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And, now it's like month 4.
I know this movie has been.
It's okay, dude. It's supposed to almost kill you sometimes.
God, it has been a lot, man.
It's okay, man.
It has tested my patience a lot.
It's good. That's good though, because nothing's broke yet. I don't think.
Yeah, no.
In my mind, like even when situations occur that feel like,
yeah,
shit's going down, I still am just at this like at peace because like I know that like people will allow positivity in all actuality, like as long as you will allow that, it's good, man. It's really starting to like put itself together, you know. Like we're one scene away from putting a trailer together. We're one scene away. Like we need one scene and we can make a trailer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you understand me?
Yeah, dude, I completely
That's
understand
crazy,
that.
Right?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, Ricky?
Yeah, as soon as we get this trailer out there, I feel like not only are people going to take it way more serious and people are going to be like, holy shit, is that what these guys have been up to? It is going to be one of those moments where people are like, it's going to define what this movie is going to mean to everybody.
I think so too. And because we do have a very described and defined style that we're doing for it. Dude. And, man, it's just different. I feel like it's very different than what a lot of shit that I see. It feels like a play. I say that a lot, but like it's very cool, and it's gonna when we do get a trailer, like we drop. So you said that people are gonna take it more like serious and like. And I think that to a certain degree, you know, like no matter if they take it serious or not, we're gonna be putting out our heart and soul of what we've been working on it's going to be about 8 months total. It's going to be a year that me and Caden have been working like directly on this film. Yeah. You were around and helped, but like, you know what I'm saying? You helped write a little bit of it, but like you didn't.
I don't want to take like writing credits though. I mean,
you'll have some. We'll give you some. We'll give you a co-writer. You know, like co-writing credits. Like in the ending credits. You know?
Yeah, to the film. Yeah.
Because I think there's only gonna be in the beginning gonna pop up with like a couple names. You know what I mean? Just like starring, written by, directed by, just normal, quick stuff that you'll see, and then it just gets right into the movie, and it's gonna be long. It's gonna be longer than we thought. Of course.
It's going to be longer.
We don't know, though, dude. We haven't got to the editing board
yet.
But
I also think that we have so much footage, and there's going to be so much good.
Yes.
Like even last night when we filmed, there's going to be so much good B-roll that happens that it is going to be, you know, like people are going to be like, damn, dude, they really took the time to really give a shit.
Yeah,
about the shots,
and
really
it's not.
It's not like something we just threw together in like 20 minutes and made it into
which we have done that before.
Yeah, we have.
And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Yeah. Like that is like a very important piece of creating a long movie. Like being able to jump out on the fly and do stuff. You know, like Josh's car, man. I mean, I gotta learn how to drive that thing.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to drive it, man.
And I did last night, you know, like I just took it by the wheel.
And I got to learn to drive it too.
You do, and it's a lug, man. It's like kind of like driving a truck, almost like a big truck.
Well, just the front end is just huge. That's really.
Well, yeah. Oh yeah.
The front end is huge.
It feels nice once you get it there, dude. Like once you like get it down, you're like, I like this, and that's how kind of like what all this is, man. Like you know, like it's just taking them steps to do it. And then, like, you know, I know how to drive a car, so just jump in the driver's seat and learn how to drive that big-ass car.
Exactly.
And then, like, you know, it's all just about steps or what you want to reach, because you don't have to do that. You know? I didn't want to drive for most of the night, you know, and so Josh doubled me, which was really cool and funny, actually.
Because it's his car.
It's his car. He's more comfortable driving it. It'll look better.
Yeah.
And there's just little, and those are fun little backstories that we'll get to tell about this.
Yeah, dude.
Just how like I'm like, I wrote this in the cabin that we made the movie in. Oh man, well, do you have anything to say? Last things to say, Ricky? You want to close out with?
Well, if I could close out with anything, I would say, I am very happy that we are at the freaking home stretch
of this movie.
Fuck
yeah.
I hope everybody enjoys every bit of it. I hope it is something that people can enjoy, and even if you don't enjoy it, make fun of it. That's fine. I'd rather you give any criticism than no criticism. Just watch it. I'd rather you all hate it at the same like I've watched The Room so many times. Please let it be The Room.
Yeah, and the Room. Oh my god, don't get me started on that.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna talk about that again. But yeah,
I'm not gonna talk about The Room. But yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah. Well, I guess that's all you have to say.
Yeah, that is it. And
you want to do it? Yeah, you want to do it together?
Yeah, we'll do it together.
We'll do it that camera, the middle one.
All right,
right?
The middle one. Ready?
This has been talking to me.
All right. So all right.
This has been talking.
This has been all right. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
This has been talking to me, talking to you. You guys have a good one.
Have a good night.